Hello, everyone. This is the American Contractor. Today's October the 30th, 2018. And I just want to probably start making some videos to see how it goes. This article right here is pretty interesting, and it just goes to show you how things just continue to happen the way they're happening. This is from the Shabak.com website. Basically, it's a Northern Iraq web media. And it says here, Rosneft's Iraq Kurdistan oil and gas play angers Baghdad. So how could they anger Baghdad? And we'll just go ahead and read this. And as I read this, you'll see what the central Baghdad government is upset about. When the Iraqi autonomous region of Kurdistan went looking for someone brave enough to pump billions of dollars into developing its large oil and gas reserves, it found a man who has never been accused of lacking courage. And this guy right here is Igor Sechin, an old friend of Russian President Vladimir Putin. The chief executive of Rosneft's Russia state oil company has ignored fears of conflict, criticism from Western powers, and navigated a web of regional, religious, and political associations to emerge as Iraqi Kurdistan's single biggest financier. In the process, he has moved a U.S. military stronghold much closer to Moscow. Obviously, we're talking about northern Iraq, Kurdistan regional government, their oil fields that are associated, they're located in the KRG. Okay? So Rosneft, the world's largest publicly listed oil producer, says the investments are just good business and have nothing to do with politics, but the Kurdistan project will produce just 10,000 barrels of crude per day by the end of this year. That's only 0.2% of its total daily production, low on output and high on symbolism. Remember a few years back, prior to 2014, or 2015, they were pumping out about 500,000 barrels a day. Do you remember that? Now they're only doing 10,000. Let's continue here. Like any company, Rosneft seeks out deals that make commercial sense, but energy is one of Moscow's most powerful tools, and its geopolitical priorities are a major factor in Rosneft's choice of commercial partners, said Chris Took, principal analyst for Russia at GPW, Political Risk Consultancy. He says Kurdistan is an example where Russia's geopolitical and commercial aims go hand in hand. Kurdistan has long been considered a close ally of the U.S., but the recent expansion of the Kremlin-controlled oil major has given Russia a snicket foothold in Erbil. This is a part of a trend mirrored across the Middle East as Moscow responds to a shrinking of U.S. influence by stepping up its relations with countries such as Saudi Arabia and Iran. Rosneft in May signed an agreement with the Kurdistan regional government to explore the potential of developing its natural gas reserves and building a gas pipeline. Now you remember Central Baghdad has, according to the Constitution, has complete authority over oil and gas reserves, all of Iraq. So this is the rub right here. This is what they're upset about. This could, in theory, carry exports to Europe in one of a string of deals made between Mr. Sechin, Russia, and Erbil over the past 2 years. For the past 18 months, the Russian company has paid about $3.5 billion to the Kurdistan administration, including $400 million to develop 5 exploration blocks, $1.8 billion for control of the region's export pipeline, and $1.2, I'm sure that's $1 billion there, they messed up there, loan in prepayment for oil produced by companies other than Rosneft. While that has provided a financial lifeline to the region's government, it has angered the Iraqi administration in Baghdad, which says Erbil does not have the right to sign commercial deals with foreign oil companies without its blessings. In accordance with our Constitution, only the central Baghdad government has the authority to sign such contracts, and so the ones are illegal, said Iraqi ambassador to Moscow, Haidar Manzar Hadi. $3.5 billion amount Rosneft paid to the Kurdistan regional government for commercial deals in the area. after Kurdistan held an independence referendum in September 2017, condemned by the EU, US, and Turkey, but not Russia. Baghdad sent troops to seize control of major Kurdish oil fields, disrupting the region's critical oil production and exports. That makes Rosneft's control of the export pipeline, which pumps Kurdish crude to I think it's pronounced Sion, on Turkey's Mediterranean coast, a key lever in relations between Erbil and Baghdad, and placed the Russian company at the center of talks between the two. Despite the military intervention last year and the legal war of words over his already signed deals, Mr. Sechin doubled down in May with the gas pipeline agreement. If Rosneft were to go ahead with the pipeline, which could carry billions of cubic meters of gas to Turkey and Europe, the Russian company would have unrivaled control over the region's energy exports. Well, we're not going to let that happen, are we? This is a key project in the monetization of the exploration and production opportunities Rosneft has been evaluating since signing a gas cooperation agreement with the Kurdistan Regional Government of Iraq, the company said in a statement. Following the outcomes of the integral development plan in terms of the attractiveness and efficiency of the options, Rosneft will decide on how to participate in the regional gas business. Kurdistan National Gas, alongside Rosneft's 30% stake in Egypt's massive Zohr gas field, also gives Mr. Sechin an opportunity to compete in the European market against domestic rival Gazprom Neft. That's another Russian oil company. But analysts say that whatever the potential financial payoffs, Rosneft's Kurdish projects are more than just candy business deals, and that where other international oil companies see political risk, Mr. Sechin sees political opportunity. This is definitely part of the Russia's largest Middle East play, said Mr. Took. Uniquely for a world power, Russia has successfully built ties with a broad range of the most divisive countries in the region, such as Iran, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Qatar. In Iraq, Russia is looking to leverage its strong position for a broader political role and become an indispensable player in the country, just as it has done in Syria and is looking to do in the Middle East more broadly. So basically, we're trying to expand into the northern Iraq area. I think we're going to do whatever we can to put a stop to it, because I don't think we need to have the Russians the same place where U.S. troops and our U.S. bases are located, because we're supposed to be helping KRG and Kurdistan Regional Government and supporting their troops, training their troops, and getting them up to speed with the get up to speed and training with military training. But we don't need the Russians also trying to get control of their oil and gas while we're there trying to train them. So I just brought this up. This is a new video for the American Contractor. Today's, like I said, October the 30th, 2018. And hope you enjoyed the article. Let's look at this article, and I'll leave the link below. But the Russians are trying to get into Iraq. They're already selling weapons. And there's a lot of, remember, they got a lot of influence in Iraq with Iran. Iran's throughout in every province. I don't know if people really realize this. Not only are they in the government, but they're also in the private sector also. They own businesses that are run by Iranians and owned by Iranians. So it's not just the government, it's also the private sector also. So this is a big problem. And Iran is allied with Russia. So it's just an ongoing problem, and we need to try to help the Iraqis take back their country and try to be more aligned with the United States. But this is the American Contractor, and thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.